Hey guys, I got to sit down a few weeks ago with one of my good friends, Heath. It's been a long time since we got to sit down and just talk, but I wanted to talk to him and have him tell his side of the story of when we kind of first met and what I observed from him when I first met him. We were working together in a factory. We were on, I can't remember if it was second or third shift, but I remember every night he would come into work, we would get our machines running, and when things kind of settled down, he would open up a little black book and start writing in it. And it caught my attention, and finally I just asked him, I said, "What are you doing? What are you writing in there?" And he started telling me that he was writing something positive every day in this little black book. And I don't know if it's in this part of the video. We sit down and we talked on video for about 3 hours. But this is just a short clip that I'm sharing with y'all. But during our conversation a few weeks ago, I told him just how much that inspired me and how much it invoked change on my life and how I went and got a little black book and I started writing positive things every day. And so I wanted to sit down with him and just kind of pick his brain on what he was thinking when he was writing in that journal, what made him want to start writing in that journal. And now, some 6 years after when I first met him, what did he see that was positive from that experience? Obviously he's writing positive things, but what positive thing did he take away and how did it help him in that season of life? And the clip I'm going to share with y'all, it just kind of blew my mind to really see where his mind was at that time and what was really going on. And ultimately some of the experiences that happened shortly after that and how he shares in this video how he didn't really know it, but writing those positive things helped prepare him for the next seasons of life and the things he was going to go through. So we kind of pick up mid-conversation here, but obviously I didn't want to share a full 2 hours with y'all guys. I think it would probably wear you out. But I'm going to post some little videos of different stuff from our conversation. But today where it's picking up, this is just where we're talking about why he was writing in that book and what was going on in his life and in his head. And it kind of ends the video with seeing how where he's at now mentally and how that experience of writing in that book helped shape where he is today and how he sees things today. So I hope you enjoy it.
I need to go ahead and tell you all the things, like I need to fill you in on all the things that's happened since then, because now that I'm able to remove myself and look back, there's a lot of things that happened around that. We were laid off from work for 14 months, and so our lives were changed from that point. So that was 13, and in 14, things were weird there. And we were laid off.
Yeah.
We lost our jobs. And so to go back to that mindset, the reason why I was writing positive stuff is because it was a bad atmosphere for me, because I was accustomed to being self-employed and my life is changing. I've got kids kids and other responsibilities, and being self-employed, I needed more stability. I was fighting some things that were like prideful, like, man, I didn't want to give up on my own dreams yet, so I was listening to podcasts really heavily, and I got to listening to audiobooks. And I'm gonna tell you something, man, when you start doing that, your life will be changed forever, because you start thinking about things in different ways that you wouldn't normally. You start seeing other people's views on life and how they're operating. And not necessarily like you can't do that with your own friends or in a daily conversation, but you start hearing things and it challenges the way you think, and it challenges you to be a better person. Yeah. Because I think we all strive to be that better person, but I think that if we're not careful, we can get comfortable. And I felt like our job, my current job, is still comfort. Yeah. Like it's comfort, and it's stealing your ambition. It's stealing. It pulls so much off of you. Yeah. But if I could just take you to now, in my mindset now, I had to start journaling. I had to start becoming positive for myself, because I was bringing everybody down around me, including not only myself, but my wife, my family, my friends. They're like, no one wants to hang around a mully grubber, you know, and that's exactly who I was. And at times I still am, you know. I mean, it's something that you continually have to fight. But so we were laid off, and so when you have the level of job that we have, which is I consider it to still continually be a great paying job, stability, vacation, all those good things that everybody wants in a job. We were losing all that good stuff, and we were going to, you know, fend for ourselves for a little while, you know, with the possibility of being called back. So the morale in the plant was bad, and everybody was kind of, you know, just in a bad way, really. We were, the spring of 14, these conversations started, like it was the preparation for me. The spring of 14, my dad had a stroke. Changed all of our lives, all of mine, my family's life forever, man. I mean, just, it changed everything and how we operated, how we did everything. And soon after that, we got the letter or the notice that we were getting laid off. It was, you know, that happened in March, my dad, and then we were laid off just a few months later. September was when we were laid off. But I went through those months, and it was a perfect opportunity for me to spend more time with my dad. It was a perfect opportunity for me to have some sort of closure, you know, some sort of, he had a massive stroke, he had a craniotomy, he had some things happen, and we thought we were going to lose him, but through surgeries and I'm going to say prayer and faith, God spared him. And selfishly, I think he did it for me. I believe that in my heart. He did it for me because I needed that. But that whole layoff thing became something that was a blessing to me. And it's very hard for me to tell people that we're laid off because it was for that same blessing for me was somebody else's hell. Stories of folks having to file bankruptcy, having a divorce, you know, in 14 short months. I mean, it seemed like forever, and it seemed like, man, we don't know what we're going to do, you know, and going to find this caliber of a job or whatnot. And so I was able to spend more time with my dad, do some really cool things with my dad, keeping him fired up, trying to get him fired up for life, you know, to live again with a new, this new thing that he had, you know, and he had his skull removed and whatnot. But during that time, we hunted, we fished, we did all these things that we always did. Like, I mean, that was my job. Like, that became my job outside of my, you know, I still own the lawn and landscape gig, and that's what I ultimately went back doing rather than going out and trying to find work. I just called some people and like, hey, I'm out on the streets again. You know, I want you to know I'm still hustling. So I was able to acquire some of those old accounts and stuff that I had, and all the while I was able to help my mom and my family out with my dad. Fast forward to November of that same year, some of our things, our activities that we were doing together caught, you know, a television show, you know, and it was like, now I'm on a television show for a Christmas special, you know, with my dad, doing these things that I would have not otherwise been able to do, you know, and I was able to step up in ways from him that I never knew that I was capable of doing, and it changed me forever, man, because I can't even articulate to you how much that changed me. It really changed like my whole perspective on life and this, you know, the time that we have here and how we spend our time and what's really important. And so a lot of the mully grubs that I had just a few short months before, and I knew that I needed to prepare myself for something positive because I didn't know what that was going to lead to. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know I needed to have my mind right because I could have just easily been all, you know, lack of faith and
Yeah.
all mad at God or mad at everyone and mad at the situation, just being a victim.
Yeah.
I could have, easily slipped into that, went further down that road.
Yeah.
But it was like it happened. I could see how it progressed and how that mindset started. It was beneficial for everyone.
Yeah.
It was beneficial, and
Well, did you notice that all in the moment then, or is that just
no.
you
I mean now,
you notice it?
because I couldn't. There's no way I knew how long we had.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's no way I could have known what was going to happen, and now that I look back at it and all the steps, all the steps that led up to that point of he was here for 2 years, and I was able to be there for him.
Yeah.
For 14 of those
Majority
months.
of it, yeah.
And we in that 14 months while I was off, we accomplished some great things. In my opinion, it was great. And I've got that memory with him that will last forever. And my daughters will be able to see that.
Yeah.
They will remember that.
Yeah.
And anybody that were able to see that Christmas special with Tim Farmer, man, I was watching that guy for my whole life, not ever knowing that I was going to be on the show.
That's what I was just thinking. Did you and your dad watch him when you were little?
Yeah, we watched Kentucky Afield, man.
Yeah.
We were watching Kentucky Afield.
So how weird would it be, if someone told you when you were little, you and your dad will be on here one day?
Yeah, so
you don't know the events that lead up to actually get you on.
So I never would have saw that coming ever.
Yeah.
I could have never saw that coming, and I find that and I was thinking about this while I was thinking about our conversation. I was thinking, man, there's no way that we know what tomorrow is going to hold. The only thing that we can control is how we are with what we've got today.
Yeah.
And if we're trying to better ourselves or place ourselves continuously in a better situation, then doors will open up.
Yeah.
It might not look anything like what you thought it was going to look like, but those doors are going to open up, and it's going to be a positive thing, and you have that opportunity to walk through it in a positive manner, because through every situation I found that doesn't kill you, there is a silver lining there.
Yeah.
That you can see. I selfishly say that time was for me with my dad. That wasn't my dad's best case scenario for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might have been miserable for him, and toward the end, it was even more miserable than you could even imagine.
Yeah.
But in my heart, I'm so grateful for that time. Selfishly, I'm like, man, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for that opportunity to have spent that time with him and to do those things and to make those memories that are going to carry me on. Because as it were, if that day that he had his stroke, when it got bad, when they had to do the emergency craniotomy, we were scared we were going to lose him. And and if we would have done that, man, there would have been a lot of wrongs that I couldn't have ever, had a chance to right. There would have been a lot of regret.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
So it took all that, and it took me having to struggle, my family struggling a little bit, me hustling more to try to make ends meet, to pick up some of what I let go on my own.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I hadn't let go of my business altogether.
Yeah.
I was able to sustain, and man, I could have never seen that coming. I never could have seen all the things that would have unfolded, and I only see it now that I'm looking backwards.
Yeah.
But so fast forward to my dad passing. He passed in 2016, and due to complications from that, and I was called back to work in November that 15. So yeah, it was November, and then I wasn't able to spend as much time there because I had to go back to work, and I went back to GE, the very place that I didn't know or think that I would have went back to. It came back, and it's been very beneficial that I did do that.
Yeah.
I see that now, this very same place that I was in the Mully Grubs about turns out to be such a blessing, because I changed my mind. I changed my heart and my thought. But, you know,
Yeah.
it was on me.
Yeah.
I changed the way I saw it. Now I look at this whole thing like I'm an independent employee there. They give me a paycheck, but I still work for myself.
Yeah.
I go in there and do the best job that I can do for them. I try that every single day. I'm my own boss there.
Yeah.
You know how it is there.
Yeah.
I don't want people to have to tell me all the things I need to do. I want to be the guy, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
that tells me what I need to do every single day. So when I go in there and I'm running those very same machines that we ran,
Yeah.
like I try to best myself.
Yeah.
I try to do better. I try to, you know, progressively do better. And you know the culture out there is
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah.
So,
but
that's
crazy how your outlook changes, because
It
so
changes.
many times it's like, if you rewind to 2013, it's like, well, here's this thing over me and I can't do anything with it. Like, all this bad is on me. But
is
through
this,
all
camera, is this camera still rolling?
yeah. But all you went through to then be like, no, like, I'm in control. It's not something that's being placed on me. I have the power to switch my thinking and look at it a different way and approach it a different way now. And I'm not in a bad mood all the time. I'm not negative. I hope you enjoyed sitting in on some of my conversation with Heath today. I'm definitely going to be sharing more of our conversation later on, and maybe some other videos. I hope you got something out of this. I know I did. In 2013, Heath inspired me to start writing positive things in a notebook about my life and about the things that I have, and about even in the bad experiences I was experiencing them, trying to find some type of positivity in it. And I know from my experience when I did it, it's a chore and it can be a struggle. And there were days where I sat down and I started writing and it was anything but positive. But towards the end of it, I always tried to make something positive out of it. And it may have just been, oh, the sun's shining today. I mean, it may have been very small and seemed insignificant, but I can say that it helped change my life and helped change my perspective on some things. And I just hope through Heath sharing his story that maybe you can do the same, and your perspective will be changed on some of the things you're going through. And that does not change the severity of them. That doesn't change how real they are. It doesn't change that they suck. But as he said, you know, there's only one thing we can control, and that's what's right in front of us right now. And, you know, you can't control tomorrow. You can't control a week from now, but you can control what you're given today and how you react to it. You know, your attitude in certain situations you can control, or in every situation you can control. And once again, I'm not trying to say that's easy, but I just hope you got something out of Heath's story, and I hope that it helps evoke change in your life, and maybe you'll be more positive today, this week, and just hope it helps you. Thanks.